Hello everyone, this is POW Ponder on Weather. In this update, we're going to be talking about back-to-back storm systems and an upcoming cool down out west as I walk you through the next 7 days. So if you do like weather-related content, please subscribe to my channel as I will upload daily updates to keep you ahead of the storm. So let's get right to it. This is Saturday, September 25th. What you're looking at here is the vorticity index from two systems that's going to be impacting the U.S. this week. We got a developing low pressure system coming off the Gulf of Alaska that's going to be diving down here in the Pacific Northwest, bringing some welcome rains out there. And we also have an upper level low that's developing out here in the Four Corners regions that's going to spread some heavier rains into those areas, into Texas and much of the midsection of the country. And yet we have another system that's going to be trailing back behind the first system that's going to bring more rain into the Pacific Northwest. So if we take a look at that storm system, man, it's pretty powerful. It's a 979 millibar low pressure, and it's going to be diving down into the Pacific Northwest as we get into the day on a Sunday. There's your upper level low getting its act together, starting to develop as we go through the day tomorrow. But today we had, these are real-time temperatures in Alaska this morning. As of this morning, the 25th, you can look at all the reds here. That is freezing temperatures. So pretty much the entire state is coming in below freezing this morning. And this is a pic from Alaska in Anchorage there, that parts of the area got up to 13 inches of snow just yesterday. So that was a winter wonderland out there. So as we walk you through the map today, a lot of us took advantage of that welcome first fall front of the year, and much of you guys have cooled off and really enjoyed the nice fall weather back behind that front. You can see where that front lies right now. It's well off here into Florida here, off at the East Coast. So they're still feeling the effects from that front, and they'll be getting some heavier rains along the I-95 corridor going into Maine today. There is subtropical storm Teresa that actually formed yesterday for our 19th storm of the year. It's not going to impact anybody at all. It's just another named storm that's not going to be impacting anybody. So let's take you through the anomalies for tomorrow as we start to heat up. The fall front kind of loses its luster, and now the atmosphere is going to turn over, and that ridge is going to be starting to build back into play. So much of the midsection of the countries is going to be probably experiencing temperatures in the 90s this weekend, right around 90, low 90s, for a good chunk of the central part of the U.S. with these 10 to 15 degrees above average anomalies. We see those temperatures start to dive a little bit out here off the West Coast as we go through the day on Sunday, with that upper level low approaching in that region. And this is that other upper level low into the Four Corners regions that'll be bringing some heavier rains underneath those below average anomalies. As you can see where the rain's going to fall on Sunday, there's that incoming system off the Pacific Northwest. There's your graph down here below. And you can see the rain amounts. The greens are 1/10 of an inch to 1/4 inch. The blues are more or less a 1/2 inch to 1 inch rain amounts that's coming in into Washington and Oregon off the coast there on Sunday. There's that Four Corners storm out here in Arizona into New Mexico, starting to spread a little bit into Colorado, but again, about 1/10 to 1/4 inch of rain. There's that front that's really well off the coast now, as it's going to just kind of wash itself out. So as we go through the day on Monday on the North American view, you can definitely see that the low pressure is going to be diving in with that snow to the north side of it. But that's going to bring some, again, more rains, heavier rains into the Pacific Northwest, as it's going to be getting its act together and diving down into those areas. That upper level low will really start to take shape in the Four Corners regions. So as we zoom into the temperature anomalies, you can see by Monday that ridge is still dominating for the midsection of the country with those well above average temperature anomalies. Now the temperatures start to creep downward into off the West Coast as we get into the day on Monday, as more rain will spread inland and bringing those cooler temperatures in its wake as well. So as we get into the day on Monday, that's where the rain's going to fall, a little bit heavier rains going into Monday. Now it's spreading into Northern California, so that's definitely welcome rains for them. There's the rains from that upper level low into the desert Southwest, starting to spread into parts of Texas here as we go through the day on a Monday, and we got little sporadic showers into the Northeast as well. So as we go until Tuesday on the North American view, you can definitely see that first system continues to push a little bit further inland and even bring in some snow into the upper high elevations in parts of Idaho there. As again, more heavier rains will impact parts of the Pacific Northwest, and then we get that Four Corners regions system out here starting to spread that rain a little bit further into Texas. There's your temperature anomalies as we go into Tuesday. Again, that ridge just dominates for much of the week and continues to intensify, bringing those 90-degree temperatures really all the way into parts of the North Dakota, as that cool down will start to really spread. And much of the West Coast, all of California will be a welcome sight to see and feel those below average temperatures heading your way. And even in Arizona and getting into New Mexico as well as we go through the day on Tuesday. So as we go through the rain, where the rain's going to fall on Tuesday on the US version, you can definitely see that, again, those sporadic rain showers will start to spread again into the Pacific Northwest. These will add up over time. This first upper level low will start to elongate and kind of spread out and bringing more of those rains into Colorado, getting into parts of Wyoming, but will really start to spread into Texas as we get into the day on Tuesday. Again, these amounts are 1/4 inch to a 1/2 inch, but these are welcome rains because Texas has been pretty dry so far in September. That will spread a little bit into Louisiana, get into parts of Arkansas as well as Oklahoma as well. We have some more rain showers into West Virginia as well as Virginia there. Then as we go through the day on Wednesday, there's that second system that I showed you at the top of the video. It kind of reloads, so you're kind of in between on Wednesday, but we have yet another system starting to enter the Pacific Northwest off the Gulf of Alaska here. There's that upper level low will start to continue to spread further off into the central part of the U.S., spreading more rains into Texas. There's your temperature anomalies going into Wednesday. Again, much needed cool down and much of the West there with 10 to 15 degrees below average temperatures heading your way. That's on Wednesday. There's the ridge in the midsection of the country as we'll slowly start to creep and shift a little bit further off to the east as we go throughout the week. And then as we get into the day on Wednesday, there's your rain of where it's going to be flying in between systems now in the Pacific Northwest, but that upper level low will start to elongate and spread those heavier rains and, you know, light to moderate rains into the midsection of the country and parts of the Dakotas, getting into Nebraska, Kansas there, Oklahoma, into Texas and Louisiana and Arkansas there as we go into the day on Wednesday. There's Thursday. On the North American view, there's that second system that's coming in, bringing more rains back into the Pacific Northwest. There's that first upper level low continuing to spread those rains into Texas. There's Sam off the coast of into in the Atlantic. There is a 949 millibar major hurricane there. I did a big update yesterday on Sam, so you can take a look at that video after you get done with this video. So let's take a look at the temperature anomalies on a Thursday. There's your warm up in the midsection of the country. You're still experiencing the cool down into off the West Coast. We start to retreat a little bit as we get into the day on a Thursday there, with those temperatures trying to rebound. So you have a good solid 3 days of below average temperatures heading your way for much of the West Coast. There's your rain prospects for Thursday. Again, that upper level low will be mainly parked over New Mexico and West Texas, with those heavier rains into the panhandle of Texas. A little bit lighter amounts as you get into central and southern Texas as you go through the day on a Thursday. And then there's more rain creeping back with that second system into the Pacific Northwest. There's your setup for Friday. Again, this one clears through, but we have another system that would probably be coming back for next weekend into the Pacific Northwest. There's that upper level low on Friday, again spreading more rains into Texas, and there's Sam getting a little bit closer out here in the Atlantic. And there's your temperature anomalies into Friday. Now we're getting into October 1st by then. There's your warm temperatures. You're still going to be dealing with that upper level low. So underneath it, you'll be below average temperatures as we get into the day on Friday. There's your rain prospects for Friday. Where that upper level low is, that's where the heavier rains are going to fall into the Texas Panhandle. Getting into Oklahoma and out as well as New Mexico here with definitely some much needed rains in those areas. Now let's take a look at overall the next 7 days for as far as the totals go, and you can definitely see where the oranges are anywhere from 5 to 8 inches will spread into the Pacific Northwest in parts of those areas. As you get into the purples, you're talking 2 to 4 inches, and as you get into the greens, less than an inch. But yeah, as you can see where the heavier rains will fall predominantly into eastern parts of New Mexico, West Texas, the Texas Panhandle, with probably a good 2 to 3 inches total for the week. Much of Dallas might pick up maybe an inch of rain. Central Texas, sporadic 1 to 2 inches totals into central Texas, places like Austin, San Antonio, maybe creeping down into Houston area. A little bit lighter amounts as you go into East Texas, even lighter amounts as you go into Louisiana. You can see the dryness out here in the southeast, which is actually kind of a welcome sight. They've had a lot of rain as of late, and then it starts to starts to clear out into the parts of the Ohio Valley as well. So I appreciate you guys watching. Do like this video, definitely leave your comments below, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel to catch the latest update where I protect you before and after the storm.